Trevor Lawrence is going to win NFL MVP in 2023. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name is Zachary Smith. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back, whatever it might be. If you are new, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. Leave me a like, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single video that I'm putting out over here. And of course, comment down below. Let me know how you feel about the video or any suggestions for future videos. I would love to get some suggestions from you guys. Let me know what you want to see on the channel going forward. This is a miscellaneous channel, so I'm kind of down for whatever. I know I've been doing a lot of football and NFL content, but trust me, I'm greatly wanting to do a lot of different things. So I got a couple different things cooking, but any suggestions will be taken in consideration. But yeah, so I am 2-0 in terms of betting on Jacksonville Jaguars related things. As a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, we needed the Jags to beat the Colts in week 18 a couple seasons ago. So I bet on that to happen along with the Steelers winning, because that's what we need to get into the playoffs. So I bet on that, hit on that. And then last year I bet on them to win the AFC South, and they did. So 2-0 betting on the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're going for 3-0. This one may be a little bit of longer odds to happen. Trevor Lawrence to win MVP. When I got that bet in, it was plus 2,000, I believe, somewhere around the 7th odds right now or something like that, certainly in the top 10. And I think that's justified. When you look at the Jacksonville Jaguars, what they did the second half of last season, earning that playoff berth, getting a playoff win. They were really good in the second half of last season. Lawrence played like an MVP the second half of last season. And you look at the year 2 leap that he took. First off, like year 1, scrap that. Getting Doug Pederson in there last year was basically his rookie season, and look at how well that he played, especially down the stretch. Now going into this year, I think there's even another leap that could be taken there. I expect him to jump into like that conversation of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL, get into that top 5 category when you talk about Doug Pederson's offense, getting into spread a lot, just letting him see the field, putting him into positions to succeed. We're going to see a lot of different plays here that I'm going to pull up, and we'll go through them. The addition of Calvin Ridley to that offense, I know that he hasn't played football in a little bit. A lot of people skeptical of what he's even going to be able to add to the team at this point. I am still hopeful. I think he is a weapon, and I think that it's just another guy for Trevor Lawrence to tap into and unlock. So I'm excited about that. But really, I look at that division. I think it's even worse this year than it was last year. I think Jacksonville could win that division by like 3+ games this season. And I just think when you talk about that, you're going to bury the competition. I expect them to go like 5-1 in that division. I think Jacksonville is going to be a really good offense. They're going to put up a ton of points. And by the end of this, when you talk about a team getting a second consecutive playoff berth, the offense that I expect Jacksonville to have, we're going to be talking about Trevor Lawrence as a legit MVP candidate in 2023, that I believe. So we're going to go through some plays here, and I'm going to tell you, kind of diagnose why I feel like he can even take another leap in year 3, and why I feel like he is a legit MVP candidate going into the season and deserves a lot more conversation in that conversation. First off, if you're going to be a quarterback in the NFL in 2023, you better be able to add some rushing ability. How's this for you?
On 2nd and goal from the 1, Lawrence keeps it himself. Stiff arms Cole, dives and gets in. There is a flag down. What a stiff arm by Trevor Lawrence.
At that toe injury and the way he got bent up like a pretzel last week, when he walked into our meeting, he said, "I'm all good."
That stiff arm cracks me up every single time that I see that play. But legit, like that is, that's what you want from a quarterback in 2023. Maybe, you're not going to see that stiff arm broken out, many times, I don't think, but it's nice to know it's in the arsenal for him there. Just his ability as a runner, I think, is kind of undervalued and not talked about enough. I don't think he gets enough credit for being the athlete that he is outside of the pocket. So Trevor Lawrence is a guy to me that I think can do that, can provide something as a rusher in the NFL. And I think, in today's game, man, you're not going to see too many guys go high in the draft and be successful in the NFL unless they can provide that. So very, very good that he has that upside. That stiff arm gets me every single time. Let's take a look at his touchdown pass now in the first of his touchdown passes in this comeback victory against the Chargers.
In the pocket, fires, and that'll be caught for the touchdown. Evgan Engram.
Down the middle, coming into the back of the end zone. Trevor Lawrence sees it, reads it well. Zone coverage.
Right up the pipe. And you see that defender, that linebacker jump, and he's able to layer that football over him, but in front of the two defensive backs in the end zone there and put it where only Engram can get it. That's just really good ball placement, a good job of layering the throw. Trevor Lawrence, one of the more accurate passers in the NFL, one of the better layers of the football in the NFL, and does a really nice job on that play. Him and Engram had a really nice connection last year. Evgan Engram's, I would say, best year in the NFL when you look at what he did in New York, being able to unlock that. Speaking of Evgan Engram, let's go to a play now versus Tennessee and look at this one.
The time for the Titans to step up and get a pass rush after him.
2nd and 11. Lawrence looking deep in the end zone. Engram holds on. Touchdown! What a catch! Evgan Engram with his 2nd touchdown of the day. And the Jaguars are pouring it on in Nashville.
The toughest things when you start rolling like this. Saw Evgan Engram as he's walking.
My two things on this one are obviously the ball placement, putting in a position where only Engram can get it, going up high. But the other part of that was right at the beginning, you noticed that hesitation, that head fake, that pump fake, that gets that defender, makes him think he's throwing somewhere, gets him to maybe bite, and then he's throwing the ball down the field. Really good stuff from him. He's one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL in terms of that as well, that those fakes. And actually, you're going to see it very next play that I'm going to show you guys here on a Jermichael Hasty touchdown versus the Ravens where he's lined up. So let's take a look at this one. You're going to see very similar in terms of that fake.
Lawrence pump fakes, looking for Hasty. He's got him, and a touchdown! A 28-yard strike from Lawrence to Hasty, and we're tied at 6.
Great job in play design on the outside, and Trevor Lawrence uses his eyes to look at.
It's subtle, right? It's just like that quick motion where he's getting him to bite. Obviously, he gets him to bite there. Really good route from Hasty, too, on that one. But again, it's one of the things that when you watch Trevor Lawrence is one of the first things that jumps off the page to you is that pump fake. As somebody that grew up watching, Big Ben, kind of like something that was his calling card through so many years was that pump fake. I don't know that I would put it at that level because Ben might be the best all time in terms of doing that. But it's very good. And it's one of the better ones in the league right now. Now let's take a look at another. I believe this is another Engram touchdown versus Denver. This would have been across the pond.
Broncos rushing 5. Lawrence left end zone caught. Touchdown. Evgan Engram hauls it in. And the Jaguars strike first in London.
Talked about the fact that Evgan Engram, you're going to see him right here at the tip of this bunch, just going to run a 7 route to the corner of the end zone, was a guy who was a matchup problem. If you don't get anything on him at the line of scrimmage and let him get to the 2nd and 3rd.
Good throw, good route concept as well. You got that 3-by-1 and you got Engram running that 7 route towards the outside of the end zone. And it's just an anticipation throw. He knows where he's going to be. He releases the ball well before Engram breaks off towards the end zone, towards the boundary, and just a good throw and catch. Good concept from Doug Pederson. And again, that's kind of just what I've talked about with being put into positions to succeed. Obviously, Lawrence has to go out there and execute the plays, but yeah, Doug Pederson did a great job with him this year, and I think they're lucky to have each other. So next one's going to be a touchdown to Jones versus the Chargers. Let's take a look here.
Developed throughout this season. This is a 2nd and 7. Lawrence on the move, looking, throws, end zone, touchdown! Zay Jones!
Lawrence get outside the pocket. I think he can run for a first down. But Jones reverses field. He turns back to the outside. Nasir Adderley is in coverage.
Now, what I like about this one and why I included that play was getting out of the pocket, getting him outside of structure when things kind of break down. Then what happens? You see he keeps his eyes down the field. They talked about it on there. Maybe could have been able to take off and run for a first down. Instead, keeps his eyes down the field, always looking down the field. Wants to throw to the back of the end zone. Zay Jones is wide open for a touchdown there. Really nice job by Lawrence, keeping his eyes down the field. Really nice job getting outside of the pocket. Obviously, the accuracy's there too. This is going to be the game-winning touchdown to, I said Jones. That was Zay Jones. This one's to Marvin Jones. The game-winning touchdown versus the Ravens.
20 seconds to go. Lawrence throwing to the end zone. Marvin Jones! Yes! They call it a touchdown!
On target with the throw. Watch the extension by Marvin Jones. Let's see if his right leg comes down inbounds right there. That's
Nowhere else that ball can go. That's perfect placement. Any lower, Marcus Peters is getting that hand on it, even though he does have his back turned. He would have been able to get his hand on it. And any higher, it's sailing over Marvin Jones' head to a point where he can't catch it. So really great ball placement there from Lawrence, putting it to where only he can. And obviously the result was the result. Comeback victory versus the Ravens. We're going to take a look at Christian Kirk's touchdown versus Kansas City on this one. I believe this one... I don't know if this was the playoff game or in the regular season. Well, because they're both on here. So let's see what the one this is.
Where they haven't made the most of it today. Lawrence to the end zone, and Kirk holds on for the touchdown.
That's the guy right there. They struggle a little bit against a number one receiver, a guy inside slot. They're trying to pass this off, and you're a little late. Wow, look at that move by Kirk right there. Wow, great shot by her.
Yeah, that was the regular season. So great job from Kirk selling inside, going to the outside, got him to bite. But really good ball placement from Lawrence on that, obviously, too. Throwing it over the head, putting it, basically to where Kirk can run under it in the end zone. Really nice job. Not a whole lot to say about it besides that. Not a touchdown here, but another deep ball. This was one of the first plays. This is from their opener versus Washington. Let's take a look.
The Jetson has worked his way back. Fake to him. Lawrence. Deep for Christian Kirk. He's got it inside the 20 of Washington.
Play action, just uncorks one. Deep ball down the field, obviously showing off the arm strength on that one. Really good catch by Kirk, too. Had to extend to get it. But, I included that one just to give you a little bit of a look at how Lawrence would do in play action. Didn't see it a whole ton throughout these clips, obviously. So I had to include it there, just kind of showing off everything through at least one different clip. So, yeah, really nice play, good design, and Kirk finds himself with a long gain there. Next one's going to, okay, this one is the playoff game. You're going to see them get the mismatch on Karlaftis. Lawrence pretty much notices it right away and floats it over top.
And Lawrence lofting it for Kirk. Got it for the touchdown. Christian Kirk on terrific play design. From out of the backfield to the end zone.
In the backfield is their slot receiver in Christian Kirk. And then over here, that's going to establish man coverage by Karlaftis on a wide receiver. No way.
I mean, what a design there. You, like they said, you have Kirk in the backfield, so Karlaftis has to be the one to cover him coming out of the backfield. They will take advantage of that mismatch every single time. I'd actually like to see that design a little bit more, whether it's them or anybody else. I think the first person that I really started to see use it, we saw Kevin O'Connell doing stuff like that with Cooper Kupp in LA. And then obviously last year with Kevin O'Connell going to Minnesota, saw some stuff similar to that with Justin Jefferson. But man, if you can get that mismatch, you're going to take it, you're going to take that every single time. So great to see there, and really good ball placement from Lawrence. Just enough touch on it to put it over the head of Karlaftis right into Christian Kirk's hands. Really good stuff. And then the last one here is going to be a Zay Jones touchdown versus Dallas. Let's take a look.
Especially in these last 5 weeks.
Sure has. On the fake here. Pressure coming. Rolls away. Steps in. Has a man. Jones is open. He's got it inside the 10. Diving for the end zone. Touchdown.
There is a flag back at the line of scrimmage, so hang on.
Well, right on cue. He keeps the play alive. A little double chatter move. We thought coming in that they would try to go after Kelvin Joseph. Kelvin Joseph, the corner in Dallas, number one. He's had some struggles here and there, playing opposite Diggs. He gets a lot of attention. Zay Jones goes up. He sits him down with the chatter, runs right by him, and perfect ball at the perfect.
You got everything on that one. You got the play action, you got the rollout, you got the deep ball accuracy, everything. You got a little bit of everything from him on that one, that last clip, and that's why I made that the last clip. So yeah, going into 2023, super high on Trevor Lawrence. I think he elevates to that top 5 level in the NFL. And I just think when you talk about the ecosystem that he's put in with Doug Pederson there, I mean, he elevates everybody, obviously. Doug Pederson does. I think Lawrence does the same thing for that offense. I'm so excited. I look at the way that they, spread things out, sometimes going 5 wide. And just everything about this offense excites me right now. I'm really excited for Jaguars fans. I think Duval's got something really cooking there right now with that offense. And if they can just get things right on defense, I think that they're, heading in the right direction overall as a whole. But certainly when you have that offense, you're going to be able to put up points and stay in games. You're just asking that defense to basically hold teams under 30, and you should have a shot most games. So really excited for Trevor Lawrence, really excited for Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence is my pick to win 2023 NFL MVP. What say you to that? Who is your pick to win 2023 NFL MVP? Do you think that Trevor Lawrence can get into at least that conversation this year? If so, why or why not? Let me know in the comments. I'll be looking forward to that and interacting with you guys. But that's it for this one. I will be back whenever I'm back. But hit me with some video ideas until then. And again, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Hit that notification bell, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.